In true dad fashion, let me tell you my best bench press 355. Wow. Um, Actually, at the time I did that, my shoulders hurt really bad and I stopped taking it as seriously. So, how did I get there? I benched a lot. But actually, before I benched ever, because this is before high school and I didn't have access to a gym, I did a lot of push ups. I was bored, had a lot of free time. I think I was doing like the cards where you like flip a card over and do how many. And that led to when I got to high school, I was able to rep out like 195 fairly quickly, and I was able to do dips pretty well as well. Um, what could I not do? Pull ups. I got out of high school, I think I could do one. But as a kid, what could I also not do? I couldn't hang to save my life. Like monkey bars, I was kind of a big kid, but I would try to hang on there and it would be like a split second and that was it. So, yeah, I got out of high school. I think I could do one pull up. Me and two buddies in college, out of nowhere, like we were working out every day, but we are like, let's max out 3 times on pull ups before we lift and after. And the three was because it had like three grips. It was like overhand, chin, and neutral. And I got to 15 reps. So there is, everybody knows the concept of old man strength. And, when we think old man strength, we think about the grip. And we all know shaking an old man's hand that may or may not even work out. But you work out and he shakes your hand and it turns into dust. And I think, not even think, it's like your hands are meant to be used pretty often. And that's how the old man strength came about. It was like a lot of manual labor, not high intensity, but done throughout the day. And then your hands get super strong. Like, what else are your hands for? Because now we use them to type or text. Right? There's a subset of guys on the internet that are like, well, my hands and my wrists are weak, my forearms. What do I do? And the answers are kind of coming from the arm wrestling guys, but I don't think we need to take it that far. But I also don't think you need to just go out and get a manual labor job. So the answer is going to be hanging. And let's talk about the longevity aspect of it, because I was listening to the Original Strength podcast, like podcast, and they said that grip strength is a better indicator of health more than like cardiovascular. So I don't know if that's true, but think about, unfortunately, like a frail old person. Their grip is weak. And the other thing is when we talk about older people being healthy, we think, all right, well, don't fall down. But if you do, how can you get up? You push yourself off the ground, right? Crawling. Or you may have to pull yourself up. Pretty interesting, huh? That and just the strength that comes with hanging and pull-ups, right? And I know an answer could be using one of those little gripper things, but hanging, I think it's a much more natural thing because you have the hands involved. It radiates down to your shoulders. Your shoulders get strength with gravity, depending on how you do it as well. Your posture improves, your spine decompresses, and it can lead to a pull-up. And pull-up is one thing, but it's like your body is kind of this one piece designed to do the hanging thing, right? We share similarities with apes in that sense. So it just makes sense to do that. And it's like if you're going to buy a gripper, I think it would make more sense to buy an office pull-up bar or one you can have at home. If your boss looks at you funny or you don't have your own room in the office, don't worry about that. But you can get something for home at least. So what do we do? What's a program? Again, Ido Portal had a idea. Same with the 30 minutes a day of squatting for 30 days. He has 7 minutes of hanging. And he has different types. 7 minutes is a lot. Trying to do a lot in one training session is a lot. And so again, I would recommend cutting the time down. 30 seconds a day. I don't know how strong your grip is. Maybe a few sets of 5 seconds if you really need help. But you can spot yourself, which I will try to show you. So first of all, I haven't actually tested my angle of the shot, but you want to pick a time of the day and you just hang up here. Now there are different kinds because if you're just starting, you're not strong enough, you can't see my feet, but you can just leave your feet on the ground and use this and spot yourself as much as possible. I don't know where my mic went, but you get the idea. So spot yourself with your feet as you get stronger without your feet. As you also get stronger, that was just passive. I'm just kind of hanging out. You could do active. Whoop. You pull your shoulders down, kind of like an anti-shrug. And that is good for shoulder rehab. That's it. So try that for your grip. But this is kind of in the same primal workout path. You got, what have I said so far? Resetting your body, walking, hanging, and squatting. And with all this stuff, especially with the pull-up, or not even the pull-up, the hang, this is, I hope, convincing you that your training session is one thing, but moving through the day is very important for longevity, health, all this stuff. But the other thing is stress relief, right? Everybody knows the like grip, the like stress ball, like, like I think people, not I think, you can just tell that people are kind of stressed out these days, but you don't get stressed out when you go for a walk or you exert yourself in the gym and you relax, right? And I think people need more of that balance in the day. You may be sitting all day inside, just kind of not moving, but you need something to kind of exert yourself, like rolling on the ground or going for a walk even, to balance that, because otherwise your body's not gonna, you're gonna have just one little boring baseline. That's probably why you have a hard time sleeping. Same with I used to, but like give yourself a contrast, right? Work on yourself so that your stress goes down when you're at rest. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, subscribe, check out the newsletter. And the article version of this is in the description. I go more, I kind of summarize it, but I go in more detail. Thanks for watching. Happy Easter, and I'll see you in the next video.